Welcome to CallumConnects, 5-minute entrepreneurial inspiration for your day. We're joined today on CallumConnects Micro-Podcast by Jeevita Pillai. Jeevi, as she's known, is a sport and exercise psychologist and an African dance fitness instructor who's been in the dance fitness world for 8 years.
A hurdle I faced as an entrepreneur was juggling my two jobs, my two passions, being a sports psychologist and an African dance fitness instructor. They are very important to me, and I knew I was not willing to give up one completely, but I did recognize that there were times that one would take precedence over the other. The perspective of looking at both careers or paths as one instead of two things pulling me in different directions definitely helped. I embraced the fact that whatever I learned from one job could be applied to the other. I also knew I was in this in the long run. In other words, this was not a sprint, it was a marathon. The key learnings for me were recovery, being present, and building a support system. I think often we hear that it is all about the hustle and working hard and constantly putting that time and effort. I don't disagree with these things, of course, but for me, recovery was just as important. Both jobs can demand a lot from me mentally, physically, and emotionally. Sustainability was key for me, and I needed to learn how to take breaks and recover, as this was not only going to impact me, but the people I worked with as well. The athletes, the coaches I work with, my colleagues, and those who came for my dance classes deserved the best version of myself, and the only way I was able to consistently put my best self forward was if I took care of myself. I guess recovery can look different for different people, but for me it included journaling, reflecting, meditation, going for short walks, yoga, and just really spending time with myself. And of course, if I could slip in a massage or two, I would. Being present for me is like what I mentioned about putting my best self forward. Sometimes we can get caught up with a lot of things going on, which can prevent you from being completely present with your clients. I learned that being present allowed me to do both jobs optimally, as I was not trying to do too many things at the same time. So when it was time to fully commit to African dance, for example, then I would make sure I would set aside time to do the work, including sending emails or coming up with choreography. And also when it came to my classes, I would make sure that I mentally switch off from my other job, which also meant not answering calls or WhatsApp messages or emails from the other job. The third thing, of course, and probably the most important thing, is building that support system. I'm very grateful to have a good support system for both aspects of my life. I have dance instructor friends and friends who are mothers who are also trying to juggle it all, and friends from the sports psychology field too. So in a way, I knew who to go to when I needed that extra support in whichever field, especially on the tough days. And of course, it was also important to have the friends who were in neither fields and the ones who knew me from the get-go. They are the ones who remind you of why you get up and do what you do every day, whether or not I was wearing the cap of a sports psychologist or an African dance instructor.
If you enjoy learning from entrepreneurs, just do a search for CallumConnects in Google. I've done deep dive interviews with more than 1,500 entrepreneurs and business leaders so that you can learn from them.